Hi guys, welcome back to Get Your Play Online. My name is Mackenzie and today we are going to be making this really super cool penguin sensory bin. We have some water beads and some ice and a lot of really cool things going on with the sensory bin. It's really fun to play with. This is a really great activity if you are under 8. If you're over 8, this might be a little bit young for you. And this is really great to kind of like feel the different temperatures between the water beads and the cotton balls. And it just feels really cool on your fingers. Water beads are one of my absolute favorite things to play with. So the things that you're going to need for this activity, you're going to need a clear bin. It's a lot better if it's really long and kind of shallow. You're going to need a skinny piece of cardboard that we're going to cut to fit your bin. You're going to need some markers. Blue markers are going to work the best because we're going to make some snowflakes with them. You're going to need some tape. I just have regular masking tape, regular Scotch tape. I have some heavy paper. I'm using my watercolor paper, but you can also use some cardstock paper. I have some scissors. Before you grab some scissors, make sure you ask mom or dad if you can use them before you start to use them. We want to make sure you guys are being safe in all of our activities. I have some containers. I have a square container and a circle container. And make sure that they have lids. And then I have 2 bowls. I'll move some stuff so you can see them. I have 2 bowls of water beads. So today I'm going to be using blue and I'm going to be using clear. You can also use some blue and white if you want your other water beads in the ice to be white. So the first thing that we're going to do, I already have my water beads enlarged. They have been sitting here for about 8 hours. Actually, it's been about 12 hours since I started these. And they're pretty big, so you're kind of going to want to wait till they get this big and just kind of like leave them overnight. You can do them the night before, and then you can do this in the morning and then play with it all day long. And make sure that you get them really big, because the bigger they are, the better. And then the next thing that I did when they got really big is I put them in these containers. So all I did was I took one container and then I'm going to dip it into the clear. I'm just going to kind of scoop it up, make sure you get a little bit of water in there, and then fill it like that. You're going to do that with both containers. And then put them in the freezer for a few hours. Mine were in for about 4 hours. And they froze. Make sure they're pretty frozen solid. Just like that. And that's all you gotta do for that part. Alright, so I'm gonna set these aside just a little bit. And we are gonna make these really cool slides. They have some snowflakes on them. They're really fun to make. So all we're going to do is we are going to take a piece of our paper, just like this. I have a little bit of water on my table for my ice. I'm just going to wipe it down so I don't get a bunch of water on my paper. And I'm going to turn it the long way. And we're going to make 2 cuts for some slides. So I want my slides to be about 3 or 4 fingers, depending on how wide you want yours. If you're younger, I would probably do 4 fingers. My fingers are a little bit bigger, so you're probably going to want to do 4 fingers. So I'm going to do about 3 fingers, and I just eyeball it, and then cut up. Just like that. And we are going to make 2 of those. So I'm just going to kind of eyeball them. Put them to the side. Alright, so now that you have 2 of these, we're going to take one of them and we are going to start decorating it. So to decorate it, I'm going to kind of point you down so you can see more of what I'm doing. So to make a snowflake, all we're going to do is we're going to make a plus sign, like that, and then we're going to make an X over our plus sign, just like that. And then, since this one's kind of small, I'm only going to do 1 set of V's. Since this one's kind of small, I'm going to do 1 set of V's. So to do that, I'm going to take it and I'm going to put V's on the very outside of my snowflake. Make a V. You see that V? Just like that. So I'm going to do that on each tip of my snowflake. Just like that. Alright, and I'm going to do that all over this piece of paper. And since I have 2 blues, I'm going to do some snowflakes with my lighter blue and some snowflakes with my darker blue. Alright, so I'm going to make a really small one on my piece of paper. So I'm going to do a plus sign and then an X. Now I'm just going to leave that one. See it? Just like that. We are going to do that all over this sheet of paper. You can make some really, really big ones. Like that. And we are going to do 2 rows of these on these ones. The ones that are really, really, really big. So there's 1 row of these. And all snowflakes are different. And none of them look the same. So there's another one. Then we can do some really, really tiny ones. Kind of like that. And we can do another medium one. Except this time, on my medium one, right here, I'm going to put dots on the ends of my snowflake. Just like that, I put some dots on it. So now I'm going to switch colors. And I'm just going to make some more snowflakes. So you can make some bigger ones. It's kind of a medium-sized one. So I'm going to make some V's on the top. Like that. But this time, instead of doing another row of V's, I'm going to do some straight across lines. Like that. kind of make them go in a circle. And it should look like that. Right there. Alright, so I'm just going to do a bunch of little ones all over. Remember, it's just a plus sign and then put an X over it. I'm going to make a medium-sized one and put some dots on it. Just like that. And then to finish everything off, I'm going to put some dots on it. Just take the really, really small tip of your marker and just ever so lightly put some dots all over. And I'm going to do that with both colors. Make sure you just get the tip of your marker. Do it all over. Like that. Alright, now we're going to flip it over and we are going to do the other side. So we're going to do some more snowflakes. We're going to do this one a little bit faster. We're going to do some medium snowflakes. They don't have to be perfect. Each snowflake is different, so they don't have to turn out exactly the same each time. That's the best part about snowflakes. You can be as creative as you want with them. They can be as big or as small as you would like them to be. I'm going to grab my other marker, make some snowflakes. Do another snowflake over here. Alright, and I'm going to do some dots. Those dots all over. And then I'm going to repeat the process on the other side. So I'm going to do this one kind of fast. Make a big one. Make a smaller one. I'll put some dots on that one. And then I'm going to make another medium-sized one. So this time I'm just going to put the lines on it. That. So I kind of made a more circular one. I'll put some little baby snowflakes. The snowflakes come in all shapes and sizes. I'm going to grab my other blue. Drop some snowflakes. And do some dots. All right, and now we have made our penguin slides. So the last thing that we're going to do with our penguin slides is we're just going to kind of take them and kind of bring both those sides together to create a curve. Just like that. So yeah, it kind of creates a V shape. Like that. Creates kind of a V shape. There are your slides. All right, so we are going to put these off to the side for right now, and we will come back to them in just a minute. So the next thing that we are going to do is we are going to put some cardboard in our bucket, and we are going to start assembling our sensory bin. So we're going to kind of measure it. To the size of your bin. I just need to cut off just a little bit of mine. Now it should fit. Oh, and it fits perfectly, just like that. All right, and then I'm going to take some tape and just secure it. So I'm going to put tape on each end of my cardboard, so it'll look like that. I'm going to slide it in and then tape it to the side of my bin. And this will just make sure that it doesn't go anywhere. Doesn't have to be super perfect, just needs to hold it. So now it should be held kind of in place, just like that. It's curving just a little bit. There we go. And then all we're going to do is we're going to take some cotton balls. And we are just going to kind of fluff them. So to fluff a cotton ball, you just kind of pick and pull it apart. Don't pull it apart too much. We still want it to be kind of dense, but that's how far we're going to pull them apart. Just like that. And if you pull them apart a little bit too much like I did, all you got to do is just kind of smash it back together. Just like that. And then just lay them down on the small part of your sensory bin. Smash them back together. We are going to fill this whole side with cotton balls until it reaches the top of the cardboard. So for me, I think that's going to be about 2 layers. And it'll just depend on how tall your cardboard is and how tall your sensory bin is. Yeah, it's going to be about 2 layers for me. Just keep pulling apart the cotton balls. But don't pull apart too much because we still want them to be kind of full. We're just making them a little bit bigger when we pull them apart. Keep pulling them apart. We're going to do 2 more. Like that. Pull them, make them fluffy. I'm going to do 1 more. Alright. And now it kind of looks like snow. Just like that. Alright, so the next thing that we are going to do is we are going to measure our slides to fit our bin. These are a little bit too long, so we're just going to cut them. I'm going to cut about that much off of mine. So I want it to just be a little bit in the bin. So we want it to kind of stick off just a little bit this way and then go into the bin just a little bit this way. Alright, so I'm going to take a piece of tape just to kind of help hold my slide together. I'm going to put it on the back and I'm going to press it down about halfway. That way I kind of have a tail like this. And then I'm going to tape my tail to the side. Just like that. And I'm going to do the same thing to the other side. I'm going to measure it. I see, oh, I think this is a little bit too long. So I'm going to cut some off. Cut off. And then some tape on the back. And leave a tail. Just like that. And then now you have some slides so your penguins can race. So the next thing that we're going to do is we are going to take these really big bowls that have my water beads in them. And then we're going to kind of make a grabbing motion like this with our hands. Just kind of let them sit there for a minute, kind of get some extra water off. And we're just going to put them in there. So we're going to alternate. We're going to go back and forth between doing 2 scoops of blue and 2 scoops of clear until our bin is full. Kind of mix them. Drain them real good. And since I want this to be a little bit more blue, I'm only going to do 1 more scoop of the clear. So you should have 4 handfuls of blue and 3 handfuls of the clear beads. So it'll look something like that. And then you can take your ice. I have my frozen water beads right here. Just gonna place them like that. I'm gonna place one there. I'm gonna place the other one on the other side. Just kind of fit them in like that. Even more like this, I think. There we go. Now they fit a little bit better. And our slides go right onto the ice. Just like that. We can take our penguins. We can put them on top of the ice. Point you down so you can see what I'm doing a little bit better. Move some of this stuff out of the way and I'll come closer. So you can see I'm going to just put the penguins on the ice. Kind of put them all over. They kind of slide. You put them in the water. And then I have some ones like this. So these are the ones that I'm going to put on my slide. Just help them slide down. Just like that. All right. There are all my penguins. You can put some, they'll sit on top of the snow. Just like that. Alright guys, I had so much fun making this little penguin sensory box with you. Be sure to send us some pictures if you do this activity with me. We love seeing your pictures and we can't wait for you to join us for our next activity. Bye guys!